Hello, this is Chaotix. So, Roblox released on the PS4 and PS5 a few days ago, as of the time of writing, and I'd figured I'd upload my first impressions. At least of the PS4 version, since that's the one I have regular access to. I do have a PS5, but I'm not entirely sure if I'll be able to record footage from it. Do note, I am playing on a base PS4 model. Not a Slim, not a PS4 Pro, but a base, normal PS4. Stuff like lag might be caused by the system being nearly 10 years old at this point, but that also doesn't mean I'm giving, like, lag a pass or anything. The menus they're kind of weird. It almost seems like a glorified version of the mobile menus, at least compared to the Xbox versions. Granted, I haven't actually played the Xbox version since my really old video on Funky Friday a while ago, so I'm not entirely sure if this has changed or not, but regardless, it's still kind of odd. There's no way to get into private service as far as I know, at least not without a friend being in there. This is especially weird because you can select the other stats themselves, but you can't actually press anything in them. This means you can't actually look at the badges or game passes either. I mean, the menus can barely even keep a stable 60 FPS, at least from what it looks like. Hell, you can't even access your settings here, you just get given a link and a QR code to the settings page for your browser. Like, huh? First things first, I tried out one of my favourite games, Friday Night Bloxxin. As far as first impressions go though, it's not exactly great. Even with everything set at its lowest graphics and turning on some optimization settings, the game just doesn't seem to run well. Which I guess is to be expected considering the game is surprisingly difficult to run on older machines. Though I still think the Quest 2 ran this game way better. I'd call it unplayable, but I also still managed to FC a song here, so good luck anyway. Oh, and the entire app crashes when leaving. Awesome. Funky Friday seems to work much better though. There are still a lot of lag spikes, but it's definitely more playable than F&B. Although your mileage may vary. One of my friends who owns a Year 1 PS4 said that the game always crashed as soon as he tried to play it. I'm not sure if an update has changed this or if I just got lucky. Next, I tried running from the internet, which is a game I tried out once before stream and got hooked on. Overall, it seems to work relatively okay. Yeah, there's a lot of lag, but considering how insane this game can get with the amount of Nextbots, I think it's okay. Game lags a lot even on my main PC, so I can't really fault the PS4 too much. Heck, I won a game on this thing too! One thing I've learned here though is that controls are going to be the biggest hurdle to jump across. You'll need to press the touchpad a lot to access any sort of menus, at which point good luck trying to turn around. I know this is a problem on the Xbox version too, but I'm surprised they didn't even bother making the touchpad act like a trackpad or something, like the Steam Deck. Instead it's just another extra button and nothing else, which I think is a huge missed opportunity. Smaller games like LOCOfficial obviously work really well, though the controls are a bit finicky. The right stick moves the camera and the cards you've selected for whatever reason, and I've accidentally pressed down on the D-pad multiple times during my play sessions, which brings up the point shot for some reason. Other than that though, no complaints here. Item Asylum also works, like, surprisingly well. Despite the amount of random bullshit that can occur, the game ran perfectly okay. Spectating is a bit of a hassle during boss fights or murder, since to change who you're spectating you have to press the touchpad, change the player, press the touchpad again, and then you can properly spectate them. It's a hassle, but it's not really much of an issue during actual gameplay. I would have liked to try Place of Fate, but unfortunately that game is unsupported on PS4, and I'm assuming it's unsupported on Xbox as well. However, I did manage to try Average Play Game, which works okay, actually. I mean, everything seems to work just fine, which confuses me as to why Place of Fate doesn't work on console. My guess is that Place of Fate always wanted to let you use emotes, but couldn't figure out how to make it work on console. Average Play Game uses an emote wheel, but to my knowledge Place of Fate doesn't, so maybe that's why? I'm not sure. Typical Colors 2, definitely runs, or rather walks, I guess. I only managed to play one round, but that round was on Badwater, which is one of the more difficult maps to run, at least from my testing on PC. The game seemed to work okay with some lag spikes in between, at least until we got to the last point, where the game was basically unplayable. And granted, there might have been some in-game settings I could have changed to help with it, but I didn't really bother. doors is a big one, and one that I also have a lot to say, despite not actually playing it myself. All of the footage here was recorded by me, yes, but it is being played by my sister, who actually knows what the hell she's doing. At least on PC anyway. After getting used to the controls, here are some of the things that she personally noticed about the game running on PS4. For starters, this game takes a while to load. Like, a while. What, still loading? 2 crashes later, and the game works! At a reasonable frame rate too. But it's not without issues. Now this could potentially be because I set the graphics to the absolute minimum so that most games would run properly, but lighting is all sorts of fucked up. Despite the lights being visibly on, there was no actual light. This is especially bad when encountering Rush, since otherwise you have barely any warning to go off of. On top of that, the default camera sensitivity isn't really ideal for a game like this. Running from seek or turning around to see Screech requires very quick turns, so if you do plan on playing this on controller, increase the camera sensitivity. There's a tip for you. The settings also go over the death screen, but I think that's more the game's fault than the PS4's. The music also wasn't turned on by default, though that might have been my fault. The last very minor note I have for this is one that is likely nobody's fault, but the controller she used is very sensitive when it comes to clicking the thumbstick in. And obviously it's not exactly ideal when you're doing a chase sequence. The last game I tried was Nico's Nextbots. I got 2 minutes into the game, blacked to death, and immediately quit. It is borderline unplayable, and I'm not even kidding. The game absolutely wasn't exactly developed with controllers in mind, considering how much you have to b-hop, turn, and move, so I don't really know what I was expecting. Maybe they could be improved by changing the controls? I don't know. As for my overall thoughts on this version, whilst I can't yet compare it to the Xbox version, at least not in this video anyway, it kind of seems like a major downgrade, especially compared to the Quest and even mobile versions. At least on the base PS4. I'm sure that it will be slightly better on the PS4 Slim, PS4 Pro, and much better on the PS5, and I'll be doing tests later to verify that. I'm just playing on the absolute lowest common denominator. For now though, if you already have a PC or a mobile device capable of running Roblox, I can't really see a reason to actually play this version. If this is the only version you have, then it works, but it will definitely leave you wanting to play it on something else. I just think it's funny that this console can play The Last of Us 2, and yet it can barely manage a funny LEGO game. I do plan on comparing this version to the Xbox One S, the Xbox Series X, and the PS5 versions in a future video, so stay tuned for that. Also, on a slightly unrelated note, if Roblox can barely run on the PS4, what the hell makes people think it can run it all on the Switch? I know the Switch basically has mobile parts, and obviously Roblox works fine on mobile, but the thing is severely underpowered, and I don't understand why people actually want it on Switch. You could probably buy a controller grip for your phone or tablet and get a much better experience. Ugh. With that being said, I think that's everything I wanted to say about this version. Sorry I haven't been really doing much on my channel as of late. I've mostly been turning my attention to streaming other games on my Twitch channel. If you're interested in them, the link is in the description. And that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, like, comment, and subscribe. That's what everyone says to me anyway. I stream sometimes, and I have memberships available. If you want to support the channel in a more direct way and gain some cool perks. I also have a Discord server, links in the description. And with that, I shall see you all next time. Ciao for now. Special thank you to Brother Burp, Taser Mig, My Girl's Artistic Corner, JadenRod123, Yoshi God211, and Apple Nose for becoming Black Mages. I appreciate all of your support.